We're rolling like Limp Bizkit.
I don't even know what episode it is. I don't even need to talk about what episode number it is.
I don't think we do.
No. Just move your seat up a little bit because you're like back into the... Oh, god damn it, Sam.
You did that.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, he's pissed.
He is pissed. What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my stuff.
Can you see that?
No.
Do you need to see it?
Nope, you see it. I don't need to see it. I can't see it that far.
Oh, you're
is
blind.
my point. Why do I need to look at it?
Because I'm a genius. I know what we're talking about.
And why do I need to look at it if you're so smart?
Because you're an idiot.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Is it rolling?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why wouldn't it be?
No, no. All right. Hello.
You're done.
Please, we're not doing this.
Okay.
Colt found this girl on Instagram that has Tourette's.
She's awesome. She curses and she says, "You're done. You're done." So that's our new thing.
No, it's your thing.
Our thing. Because what's mine is yours.
Okay.
What's mine is yours.
We are like 5 seconds into this podcast episode of Until Death Do Us Part, and we're already bickering. Welcome.
Yeah, what's new? What's new, family? Look, we know that it's been quite a while since we've done a podcast.
We also said last time that we were going to be better.
And we fucking lied.
We did.
Yeah, we did. We're liars. So...
Life's rough.
Life is rough. Rachel's got a new gig going.
Yep. Anyone in California that needs speech therapy, I have secretly been building my private practice for the last few months. So...
That was a train horn.
Yeah, because you're claiming I'm tooting my own horn. You're the one that brought it up.
No, I'm like, let's get on this train and get your ass over here and learn how to speak. Yeah.
So anyways, it's called Speak Easy Speech Therapy because, you know, we got to have a creative name. No, like Orange County Speech Therapy, Rachel Speech Therapy. No, we don't do that.
No, we're not dumb. We're not stupid.
But anyways, that's been crazy.
Race car stuff's been crazy.
Yeah.
Like we had our last race, and we'll get into all that like on our at the end of this for a 2023 race season recap. Man, we're pretty stoked about the year, even though it didn't go quite according to plan.
Never does. That's racing.
Yep. Rachel is now a month past a year from her breaking her back, so we're 13 months. So just like how parents are always like, oh, he's 14 and a half months. Well, your back is 13 months.
13 months post-break.
Yes. And she's doing awesome.
I'm trying.
She still has better posture than me. So I'm just going to stick my tits out, and we're going to get this finally rolling here.
God damn, longest intro ever.
Yeah.
But we want to start out, for those of you that don't follow us on social media or the algorithm didn't let you see what we've been up to, we were able to go drive the new Maverick R's out in Glamis with Can-Am. So
first, let's give a shout out to Claudia and her team at Can-Am and
Simon and JF for hooking us up with Claudia.
Yeah, I know you guys don't know who these people are per se, but like this is what's so nice about being a part of the Can-Am family is they are so hospitable. They're there every step of the way. They give us opportunities like this where we can go and drive the new vehicle. I mean, we were in it for 2+ hours out at Glamis. Mm-hmm. I know like Glamis isn't your thing.
No.
I love the sand dunes. I was a big dune goon growing up back in Utah. But regardless, we're still like looking to drive this thing in the desert because what we felt and what we saw and experienced in the dunes was gnarly in this thing.
It was pretty cool. But we did film like a first thoughts video while we were out in Glamis. So we are going to like embed that into this podcast. That way you guys can hear like our immediate thoughts when we first got out of the car. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a Wayne's World reference. And it'll cut probably right here.
Okay, so we just wrapped up our hour and a half or so ride in the new Maverick R. And let me just say, game-changing technology, whether it's suspension, whether it is just power and handling in general, game-changing.
100%. I think my favorite part of this car, besides how good it handles and how stable it is, my favorite part is the manual transmission, especially in the dunes. Like all you dune goons like me, you know how much fun that was when you actually had a transmission, or you're still riding a quad or a bike or a sand car and you have that. Oh man, I missed it. So having it in this new machine and not having to worry about a belt.
Oh yes, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Not having a belt is beautiful. One thing that was throwing me off though was this top A-arm here. When you're going through the suspension, it can kind of like pop up into your view under this front fender. And me not being used to having something like this on our X3, randomly I'd be like, oh no, what is that? Thinking like the fender broke or like I hit something.
Yeah.
So that's...
She smoked a coyote, it flew up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was a little different to get used to. But you might make fun of how this front end looks. Don't knock it till you drive it.
It is, like she said, a game changer. The transmission itself, even if you roll in automatic mode, it works amazingly well. I mean, everything about the car. I like the ergonomics. I liked the seamless transmission from drive modes and suspension modes and everything like that. It was super easy to run.
Literally on the fly as we're driving through the bowls and the dunes, I'm looking down there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out of normal mode for the engine and transmission. I'm going to go to sport mode or sport mode plus. Same thing with the suspension. On the fly, you just push the buttons and you can be shifting through like the comfort, I think is what the normal mode was, where it's a little bit softer, and then they had sport and the sport plus mode, but it was rad.
Yeah. And the other thing that I was going to mention too is the low mode. I tried that when we were out there just to see like how low it would go, but for like, I know there's no rocks in the dunes that you're going to go crawling, but that got me pumped because that first gear is pretty low and it'll work awesome for that. And I was able to go about 60 miles an hour, like 59, 60 miles an hour in 7th gear and low, and then it was like on the rev limiter. But that's the difference that you can see, and I was able to just switch it back into high and just keep going. So the low gears actually for like cruising worked pretty dang good. I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, but if you guys are out in Glamis this weekend, Halloween weekend, come check it out. They have about 10 customer cars that you can demo, and I think they said it was like a 10-minute loop?
10 to 20. She said 10, but don't take our word for it. Just come out here and drive these things, and you'll be so stoked you did. I don't care what brand you're loyal to.
Come try one.
This is like, this car connects you. It's like, especially with the transmission, like I was saying, like being able to shift, it just makes you feel connected to the car, and it's so good. You can hammer as fast as you want to go and it'll handle it. So
come check it out.
Go Can-Am.
So anyways, that was our initial thoughts on the Maverick R. Like we said, that thing,
game changing.
it puts the W in the wild.
I don't like that. Anyways, when we say it's game changing, like we said in the video, and like we have been reiterating to anyone that will listen, if you are going and looking for the best bang for your buck and you want a car that's going to perform right out of the showroom, the Maverick R is it. You literally have so many features to it that if you were to buy any other car, I don't care what manufacturer we're talking about, you would have to spend thousands of dollars to even get it close to the point that the Maverick R is right off the showroom floor.
Yeah, and the best way I can describe it is, like, growing up, there was always like these taste test commercials. Like, here's a fella right here, and he's got obviously a Pepsi. This guy over here's got a Coke, and they're gonna drink out of it. They have no idea, and they're gonna obviously choose what the best one is. If you were able to do that with Can-Am Maverick R against all the other competitors, and you didn't choose it based off of what you felt, your experience in the car, like, you need to be in a padded room. This Maverick R feels like our race car, but our race car is fully built, and this thing is right off the showroom floor.
Yeah, and we're talking about, like, suspension, we're talking about responsiveness, all of that, but we'll get into some of, like, our favorite key features. So to start, the engine modes, we briefly touched on it, but it was windy out there, it was loud out in Glamis, but there's 3 modes. There is the normal mode, there's sport mode, and then there's sport plus. And what is so rad about the engine modes and the suspension modes, you can just change them. Literally, I'm driving through the dunes, I'm like, bloop, 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 switching them to feel all the different modes, the different types of power with the engine packages, the different comfort that you get between comfort mode, sport, and sport plus mode with the suspension packages. Being able to change the suspension on the fly like that when you're play riding, when you're going between different types of terrain. Out in Glamis, we went from like the soft dunes to then, what is that called, like with all the whoops, Zoo Road? No, that's
Sand
Mexico.
Highway.
Sand Highway. I'm mixing things up now. But like being able to adjust the suspension while doing that was pretty cool. And like I said, I was literally just driving and click, click. But Colt actually got to drive, or he chose to drive it in low.
Yeah, I drove it in low, and I think I touched on it a little bit in that video, but I really wanted to push it to see what it's like, because low and high, there's 7 gears, which is awesome. And I did drive it in automatic, but I couldn't pass up the fact that we could actually drive the dunes in something that shifted again. It was like riding a quad. So I wanted to see, and I was doing manual.
With the paddle shifters.
With the paddle shifters. And I wanted to see how much top speed I could get in low. Right off the bat, like I mentioned in that video, that first gear in low, I mean, that thing is Billy Goat status. Like, obviously I didn't need it in the dunes, but if you're out rock crawling, if you're racing hammers, if you're doing all of these things and you're able to get that low, I mean, that's going to be amazing rock crawling. Like, I can't wait for you and I to get one, take it out to hammers where your element's at, and you're just bouncing through there like Richard Simmons workout video. Like, it's going to be, yes.
Great visual.
Sequins. High energy. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, man.
So, but those second gear is super low. So obviously in the dunes I got through them quick, but I ended up getting to, I think, 60 and a little bit above 60. And then, like Rachel said, once I got to that point and I was kind of bouncing it off the rev limiter, I was able to shift into high right then and there. I didn't have to slow down. I didn't have to put it in neutral. You can do it on the steering wheel, or you can reach over and hit the button and it'll change it into high gear.
And honestly, I was so not used to having anything on the steering wheel. I didn't even think to take advantage of that.
The steering wheel, I was doing it more in the center.
Yeah, I was using the center console.
Because we're not used to that unless we're in the Blazer or our Toyota Corolla that we've named the toilet.
It's our desert toilet.
Yeah, desert toilet. But, man, just that car is... They really, really, really built something that anyone can enjoy. Mm-hmm. And when I looked down when we were coming through Sand Highway, and I was already doing 90 miles an hour, and there's a lot of people that have said this about the Maverick R, but I had no idea I was going that fast.
It feels really planted, like even coming up over the dunes, and you know how there's those random like G-outs at the bottom of some, and it was just like those oh shit moments, and then you hit it, but the suspension just completely absorbed it, which is, like we said, amazing.
Yeah. And this is all on the live valve shocks, by the way.
You just feel very planted in the car. It feels very smooth. It absorbs the roughest, biggest, most uneven loops, like he said.
Best part was, too, is like it doesn't have hardly any steering feedback. I was going through Sand Highway at 90, catching up to old Andrew Buck from Buckshot, and I was doing it with one hand.
While you were filming with the other
I wasn't filming at that part. I put my phone down because I couldn't let Andrew be the one first back. So, anyways, caught up to him, but I was one-handing it just because I knew that I could. I trusted the car that much that it was going to just no feedback in the steering wheel for me to be able to do that. And honestly, like, and I never take anything away from the Maverick X3 because it is an amazing platform and works so good in so many directions. But with all the R&D they were able to collect from the X3 platform to now put it in this one, the confidence in that car, like you have in that car, and it was almost instant for me.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Like,
I think if I was not in the dunes and in like a more hard packed desert, like Lucerne, Ridgecrest, whatever, I would have felt more comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
but you were still.
My unsteadiness was more with the dunes and with like all the random people out there that don't know what they're doing around us.
Yeah,
that was sketching me out. But the car itself gave me more confidence.
And just so that you guys know, like Rachel's background, the only time she was ever in the dunes, she never did it leisurely.
No, there was no
recreation. She would race in them, but it's not her favorite thing to do. Where I was in them almost every other weekend, but she was driving it like she had been in the dunes her entire life. I mean, I was behind her for most of the time, and she crushed it. And I, like you said, I think that Maverick R gave you that kind of confidence.
Yeah, it was definitely a different feeling being out there. But the car itself, I want to touch on, like, my favorite part of the day, I think, is when I got in the driver's seat. Because they gave Colt and I each our own unit. And so I get in the driver's seat, and then, like, all of the engineers, like, come over to me because I'm so freaking short. And they're like, can you touch the steering? Or can you touch the gas pedal? I was like, yes. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, my big toe is touching. We are driving. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. But the nice thing is, like, I'm 5'3", so I know I'm going to have issues. Like, on our old X3, we had to build, like, 3-inch pedal extenders for me to be able to touch. It's not an issue in this new car, just with the way that our seats sit and the cage is built in our fuel cell. But that was pretty funny to see, like, them just rush over, like, okay, you're like the shortest person we've had. Does it work for you?
How does it work?
But it was pretty cool. The seat slides were super nice. They move super, like, cleanly. I know there's going to be some issues, like, inevitably.
It's like the X3. I mean,
well, when you get dirt and grime in it, it's gonna not slide as nice.
Yeah.
The steering wheel adjusts.
Oh man, that telescoping steering wheel
was really, really nice.
Especially for you.
It was really nice. The car comes stock with harnesses, not like full race harnesses.
They're like retractable.
They're like a seatbelt harness, which that was a little funky, going from being like completely restricted in a race car to having that movement. Mm-hmm. But I used it to my advantage because in the dunes I would like lean up against like the steering wheel to try to see over because I'm so short.
Yeah.
They did a really great job thinking, not only trying to get it more like a race built car when developing and doing their R&D, but they also put a lot of thought into this vehicle for the everyday Joe, for people that just want to go out and enjoy it. They might not be trying to race it, they might not be going very fast, but they made a comfortable, enjoyable vehicle. Like I said, they have safety features in it right off the bat, with those retracting harnesses. Why did I feel like that sounded weird? They put that in there, just like the ability to have the telescoping steering wheel. That's a safety feature. If you can't reach the steering wheel comfortably, you're not going to be driving as safely. But if we look at like the media and the screen options that they put into the car, I didn't play with it much because I was more worried about like messing with the engine modes and the suspension modes.
And you can change that too.
Yeah.
On the screen if you want.
Yes, but on the screen they added some safety features which I thought were pretty cool. Like they have the ability to leave like breadcrumbs behind you on a map.
People that are following.
Yeah, or even like if you're going out in the desert and then you're like, oh shoot, how do I get back? You can then kind of trace your breadcrumbs. They also...
Which for me, like doing night rides, you've seen me get lost in the desert before with our friend Tay. We're out at our river house. It's night, and I've been almost every square inch of that place, and somehow I get lost, and that's not hard for me. But if I had some breadcrumbs, I'd be like, oh, dude, we got to go over here.
Yeah. But on top of that, too, they were talking about features to where you can track, like, the location of people as well.
Yeah.
So they definitely put in a lot of features, a lot of just really cool technology. Like the stereo that you could put into your Maverick R.
And some of them come stock with it. So they've really caught up to, Polaris when it comes to these creature comforts, where the X3 didn't have a lot of that. This Maverick R, they went completely outside the box and really put some work into it. And they told us, like, when they were showcasing everything, that it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
They're going to have updates for the screen, like for the software, everything like that. So it's going to be pretty epic. I mean, if they're already to this point, I'm excited to see what else they can bring.
Well, and that was like the cool thing about this whole event that they threw together is they brought a bunch of different racers, people that are in the industry out to
dealers,
whatever, out to Glamis, out to Havasu. They did a ride after Vegas to Reno out in northern Nevada. So they just got a bunch of people and a bunch of different opinions on multiple types of terrain. So they're really putting in the time and effort. It was really cool to meet the engineers, to hear them kind of describe and share what they had created on those cars.
You can see them like beaming.
Yeah, and to be able to ask them questions and then them wanting our feedback, and them actually wanting to put it into play. So I see some really cool things rolling out as this Maverick R gets out in its environment some more. Like, this is its first generation. Like, I can't wait to see what happens in the months, the years to come with this car.
Yeah, and the cool thing was the whole time, not the whole time, but when we were done, or even when they were showing us before we even got in the cars, anytime that we had a question, like I had a question, for instance, does the transmission have an oil temperature gauge, transmission oil gauge? temperature wise? And they said no, but please put that in when you fill out the survey. Add whatever you guys think that we should have in there. So that was really cool. That just tells me that they are listening to their customer base. They're listening to feedback. They want to know what, because her and I could do the same thing, put together, and then maybe 50% of the people would hate it. I mean, we already do that with Apparel, where we're like, oh, this is going to crush it, this is going to kill it, and then, like, maybe that one doesn't do as well as, like, the Whiskey Throttle. Or we've had Whiskey Throttle for 4 years, and we just can't let it go because people love it so much. So it was cool that they did that for us. Even down to, I cannot remember his name. I feel terrible. I have it in my phone. But one of the guys that was building all of the accessories, like the head guy for accessories, how they came out with lights that can actually, if you slow down, the lights will actually start to come back closer, like a floodlight, and then when you start speeding up, it actually projects as a spot. And they have this little smart control box that controls all of it. Same with the rear view mirrors, side view.
It's pretty rad.
Side view mirrors will do the same thing. Like they've
thought of almost everything.
All we can say is bravo, Can-Am, because you guys crushed it. And I honestly, besides all of that tech and everything, I think my favorite part, especially when we're able to get some tunes and everything, is the engine. Like that thing is...
Well, and let's not forget the fact that you no longer have a belt to worry about.
Man, like, I forgot about
that. At the last few races, because we raced the Maverick R's at Silver State, Laughlin, and Cal City.
We raced against them.
I said that wrong. We raced against Maverick R's at those races, those 3 races. And at each of those 3 races, we blew a belt. We had our issues, whatever. But as we're changing the belts, I'm like, fuck. Like, if we were in a Maverick R right now, we would have been able to shed like 5+ minutes off our time, because when our belts go, they don't just go poof, you're good. They like to shred, they like to tangle, they like to tear up the clutch case, the housing,
sometimes we get
everything.
lucky and it doesn't do that, and it'll just
very rarely
and shoot them out onto and it's completely clean in there. But
lately,
I don't know if it's like our different driving style now, we're more aggressive or what, but now it's just like sayonara. Sayonara.
If only you guys could see.
Bye-bye.
If you guys could see the inside of our clutch case right now, because not only did we blow a belt and like all the tubes are off, whatever, but we lost the rear axle on the driver's side.
The boot.
So yes, so there is grease. There are pieces of the old belt. Like
the grease just started flipping up into the clutch
because we're just that lucky.
Yeah, and we were literally 5 miles from the finish.
Yeah,
10 or less miles.
Yeah,
and it just kept. It was like Kobe over there, just draining them in all the oil.
Kobe's shots don't look like that.
Well, no, this is more like a Prey Manus, but like just draining all that axle grease into our clutch, and we're driving, and I'm like, why is it fucking revving so high? What the hell's wrong with this thing? And then I realized, oh no, it's just
slipping.
Somehow shoveling that grease, axle grease inside there. After the race, we came to that conclusion.
But we just got real off topic, and that's my fault for once.
Yep.
But let's wrap up on the Maverick R. And then we can kind of talk about 2023 and the season and everything else.
Yeah.
But
one thing I want to point out real quick is, so the live valve shocks, we would not go with the live valve because we like having the tunability of like having rebound adjustment, mechanically get out of the car and change it, because we're just so, with how we're racing and how everything's set up, compression and rebound adjustments, we would not go with the live valve. But if I had a play car all day, I would do that because it's just so easy. And then I would change spring rate, and that's probably all it really needs.
it was a long freaking day, like 4 hours driving there. We were in Glamis itself for like 6.
Yeah, something like that.
4 hours home. Like, it was a long day, but it was worth it. Beyond driving the car and seeing everything that it can do and how amazing it is, when we say Can-Am puts in the work, like, they really do. From the R&D team to the engineers to the race team to, like, the events and marketing, like, everyone at Can-Am has really put in the effort, and it shows. And they're all just so gracious and hospitable and passionate, and to be able to see their passion, share in their passion.
Yeah, because
really
they all
cool.
came on the ride with us, so
yeah,
they were pumped.
If you guys got the chance to drive it at Glamis, once they opened it up to public, I want to hear your feedback on it. But if you're ever at an event in the future, because I know they do like rides at KOH, they have different, like, they go to the stuff at Sand Hollow, the different shows there. So if you guys are ever where you can drive a Maverick R, or
you're lucky enough to have a buddy that has one, go steal it.
But I don't care what you think about how it looks, because we can all have an opinion about how every model of every manufacturer did something on a car. I don't want to hear that. I want you, like Colt said, to put blinders on to how it looks, to the fact that it's a Can-Am if you're a Polaris person, and go drive it, because you're going to be impressed.
Absolutely. And guess what, guys? I know this was a big concern, especially for you people out in, like, Tennessee and West Virginia and everything like that. We didn't get one stick stuck up in that top A-arm/knuckle mint. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh man.
Anyways, so why don't we get into, like, how 2023 went?
Well,
race-wise.
I would like to start out by saying 2023 was not our year.
Yeah.
Like, consecutively, every single race, we had some sort of issue. We were fighting some car demon for a while. We finally figured that out. Ironed those things out, but then it was just, like, plagued by belts exploding or just random stuff happening where we weren't able to have...
blew the diff up, and and the list goes,
Yeah, it's just nothing that we could have anticipated or done anything different. It was just one of those freak things. It was.
Yep.
So it's such a bummer, because we felt like typical racer saying, I was doing really good till I wasn't. And that was definitely, like, the theme of this season. We were doing good until we weren't.
Yep.
We were able to grab a few fourth place finishes in the Pro Turbo class. We know the turnouts for Best in Desert are low. But
we were still racing against Dustin Jones, Vito, that just won the championship again.
Yeah.
Joe Tirana.
Blurton for a few.
So it's not like they were not showing up. So we're proud of our effort. We're proud of pushing through. And
we're just proud that we're now starting to get to that pace. We're looking, okay, like, the numbers were low, but let's look at the time splits for the mileage.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty cool. But with all of that, consistency was definitely key. Us showing up to every race, us putting in the work, us fighting through the problems to get every mile that we could out of a race like Vegas to Reno, or pushing until the finish. So it definitely worked out, because we ended up 4th in points for the year. So each year getting a little better on
we took 5th in 2022. Now we're 4th. Our first couple years, what was it?
I want to say we were like 18th, 15th or something, and then 8th, then 5th, now 4th.
Yep.
So we're getting better, guys.
We are getting better.
I keep telling my mom that. There's a reason we're doing this.
Yep, and we are so close, and we can feel it every time, to a podium, an actual podium finish. We're so close to that, breaking that barrier, and it's going to feel phenomenal when it happens. So keep cheering for us, guys. Please. The little guys in this little shop, we're
zoomed in
Team
right
Nobody
now.
That is We're gonna get there.
We are so zoomed into like the little corner of our shop. If you guys could see what this looks like right now, we had to bring home like a whole storage unit of Colt stuff from Utah. So we have like Honda 450 and 250R parts coming out of our ears right now.
So if you guys need 250R or Honda parts, we got them.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff is good stuff.
Yeah, we got like, I'm staring at 2 stock 250R frames.
One of them has an air box and a stock steering clamp.
One of them has multiple championships one on it.
That was your old one?
Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that one right there still has all the tags on it from 86.
Yeah, like the freaking beautiful stickers, like fresh out of a crate.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys you need any of that.
But anyways, we're going to be cleaning up this mess of a shop. We are going to be modifying some of our trailers for what our 2024 may or may not look like.
Wonder why. Why would you have to modify the trailer?
I'm not saying anything beyond we're not doing a Maverick R because we're
not yet.
We don't have the financial.
We're currently at 72 inches, but we need to modify for
something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so 2024 is going to come up fast. Our first race of the year is going to be the KOH Desert Race, which is the end of January.
King of the Hammers.
You don't sound like the Supercross guy.
I wasn't trying to.
Okay, well.
That guy's more like Sunday.
No.
That's the monster truck guy. I think they're both the same people.
Anyways, so we're going to do KOH. Then in February, we are planning on Stop it, fucker. We are possibly doing Cal City with Bestland Desert.
Cal City!
March will be the Mint 400.
Mint
Shut up. April is going to be Silver State. August is going to be Vegas
Silver
Reno.
State! Vegas to Reno!
And
V2R! Laughlin!
And then October will be Laughlin. God damn you.
Desert Classic, LDC!
Oh, man. So that's what we're looking at for 2024.
I bet I could fit that in my mouth.
I really hope it gets stuck in your mouth and I don't have to listen to you talk anymore. Gosh, isn't this so much fun, guys?
It is.
So that's what 2023 to 2024 is looking like here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in case you haven't finished your Christmas shopping.
Yeah, this is huge, guys. Okay, for us, we're just a little small business. Dusty Crew, off-road inspired apparel. If you haven't been, it's dusty-crew.com. Dusty, and then the little...
And I was going to point out that this is us, and there's a shoe print on your face.
Why is there a shoe print? Did I step on it?
That might be my foot. That looks like a small foot.
Yeah, it does. Yep, right on my noggin.
Anyways, so right now on dusty-crew.com, we have put together some Christmas bundles or holiday bundles, and we're having a site-wide sale. So our site-wide sale is...
Merch.
It's on everything we offer, up to 20% off. If you want to shop one of the bundles, it's up to 30% off.
Tell them what's in the bundles.
So we got some different bundles. I came up with some good names.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got the Ho 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 bundle. And it is our Dusty Cactus blue pullover hoodie.
For women.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why it's called the Ho Ho Ho
Well,
bundle.
I could be a hoe.
And then you get to choose between the crop top that matches that same design or the women's tank with the Zen design on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a whiskey throttle hat bundle. So you get either the multicam whiskey throttle hat or the black curved brim hat, both with the whiskey throttle patches on it. And we just came out with some new drinkware. So in that bundle, you can get whiskey glasses, a set of 2 with the whiskey throttle design on it, laser engraved.
Yep, nice laser etched stuff.
Some of the other bundles, you get to choose 2 beer glasses or 2 whiskey glasses, and then you get to choose what design you want on there, whether it's Zen, whiskey throttle, Dusty Cactus, Wrench It, or our OG design.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. On top of that, we have kids bundles, or a kids bundle, And you get to choose between the Dusty Grom shirt or the Champions Are Made in the Dust tee, which I don't know
That's
if a lot of
new
people
one.
have seen it. We released it right before
We love
Sand
that
Show.
shirt.
And we've just been going like crazy with my new endeavors and shows and races that we haven't really been doing a great job of marketing and promoting. But in that bundle, you get to choose one of those shirts, like I said, in either toddler or youth sizes based on what's left in stock. And then you also get to get one of the youth performance hats with our OG logo on it. So those are really
performance
rad.
hats are rad because they have the little, like, you know.
It's this hat.
Right.
Well, not
This exact hat, but it's got the little this going on. It's waterproof.
It's water resistant.
Water resistant,
sweat resistant, super lightweight. It doesn't fade. Like, it's the similar material of this hat, just a different patch. It's like stitched in, not a patch. And my nephew has worn his into the ground. You've worn yours into the ground. Like, this one's...
I've had this one for like 5 months.
And you wear it everywhere. And it goes in the race car with us during the races.
Super easy to clean, too.
And it still looks...
Yeah.
He hasn't cleaned it in a while, but it cleans up real nice.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of the other bundles, but we do have some bundles where you get to choose the jacket of your choice, any of our jackets, any of our pullover jackets, and you get to choose the drinkware, like I said, the beer glasses or the whiskey glasses. And then we have one that's like a California Christmas bundle where it's our license plate California, like, Save Off-Road shirts in white or black. And then you get to choose your size of Don't Tread on Me tee. So that one is probably, I think, one of the cheaper bundles because that...
We're discontinuing the
Save
Off-Road tee. Yes.
Yeah, but even if you're looking at just a shirt by itself, like our Save Off-Road tee, our original, like very original Dusty Crew shirt where the logo's just on the front, like, some of these things are heavily discounted plus the additional sale price. So go check it out.
I'll put the links for each of those bundles in the description of this video so you guys can check it out. I might even flash some right here.
He wants to do extra editing work.
Like that.
Okay.
Or we could do tractor beam.
Great. But either way,
Sucked him right in.
we just want to say thanks for following along for another episode of Until Dust Do Us Part. Thanks for following along on our racing, our little apparel company. Thanks for just tuning into
Thanks
a little
for
bit
giving
of the
us
life.
shit. You know, we're here. You know,
We're not here very often, but we're here.
We're not here like we said we were going to be, but that's okay. Maybe you have an aunt or an uncle or a brother or a sister or a mother that says the same shit and they don't show up. So thank you for taking the time. We really appreciate it. We really do. And when I say fuckers, I love you guys. So thank you to all of you fuckers. We love you. We are both fuckers as well. So thank you so much for being a part of our fucking world.
Yes. And hopefully in 2024 we can get it together and be a little bit more consistent with these podcasts.
Isn't there a song like Get It Together?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be our stupid New Year's resolution.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of that stupid song that Larry did. What is it? Cool It Now?
I don't know.
That's not even close.
No. What
Cool It Now and stuff.
Okay. We got to cut that out.
Well,
thanks for tuning in to this
thanks for
madness
liking my
again.
dance moves. Yep. If you guys need dance moves, hit me up, DM me. I'll get you some of them.
Yep. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch it. Did not record.